I just don't know how inappropriate we want to get here because.
That's not inappropriate.
No, I was going to say something.
Oh.
That reminded me about.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. You're talking about Florida.
Yes.
Okay, guys. We'll talk about it. It's Good Friday. Hello and welcome back to the Croak and Crow podcast. I am Spencer Cartier.
I am Magdalena.
Magdalena, nice to meet you. And this here is Frank. He's living his best life. I'm sitting on my wallet right now, and it's making me hurt. It's like the Princess and the Pig.
Must be so full of money.
It's so full of debt that that I just carry around. I carry around with me like some reminders.
Right.
You went to college.
I owe thems.
I owe thems. Yeah, but hey guys, today is Good Friday. It's been a Holy Week. Yeah. It's going to continue into a Holy Week. Yeah. But today is Good Friday, where we remember the sacrifice that Jesus made for us, dying for our sins on the cross.
Yes.
And in 3 days he will be resurrected, but today he is not.
No.
Well, I mean, like he is,
yeah.
But I'm saying in the story, if you're following the storyline.
Right.
So it is a more somber day. 12 to 3. We talked about this yesterday. Yeah. You don't talk. So,
And yesterday I said that they rang bells at 3. I swear that happened. But when I was reading today, it was saying like churches don't, like sort of everything on the altar stops until Sunday.
Okay.
Easter Sunday. And that they don't ring bells. But I mean, I think they're talking about like the little bells.
Yeah.
I could be wrong. Who knows? In my story, the bells are going to ring.
You know, in your story, it would make sense. Yeah. Especially, I'm not imagining Philadelphia hustle and bustle on Roosevelt Boulevard. I'm imagining a quaint Christian town.
Yes.
With a church and where they do all practice the being silent. Because even you said it's a time to reflect.
Yeah.
But I was reading up on it where you actually don't talk from 12 to 3. Really. And so back in the day with horses and chariots, I feel like those bells are like, okay, now we can start. We'll still be inward reflecting all day. Right. All the next 2 days. Mm-hmm. But time to speak again.
Yeah.
Kind of nice. I might not speak.
Yeah.
I'll have to see.
It is April 2nd.
Yes.
And it is Peanut Butter Jelly Day.
What?
It is Peanut Butter and Jelly Sandwich Day.
It's crazy how literally at this point.
I know. No. Guess what? There was even more. It's not just.
I was going to say, at this point, it's not even. Oh, wow. Can you believe every day has something? Every day has multiple holidays.
Right.
You know what? A second ago, I might have just said, every day. I kind of like it.
Yeah.
You know, it's like every day you can have an excuse.
No, I agree.
I might make myself a peanut butter and jelly after this.
Peanut butter and jelly.
Underrated. Sorry to cut you off. Underrated sandwich.
I agree.
I haven't had a peanut butter and jelly. I did, but I didn't before this for years. I want to say. Okay. Maybe 5 years.
It's kind of considered a children's sandwich.
And so I've been dieting, and the one good thing about dieting, I'll tell you guys, if you're interested, is when you're eating without restriction, you eat sort of the things you know you'll like and you know you want. But when you diet, you sort of crave these different things that you don't normally think about, right? Because you're already satiated. Yeah. With I love wings and cheesesteaks, so when I'm eating that 3 times a day, I'm not thinking of different things. Right. And so the other day I was like, I'm kind of craving a peanut butter and jelly. And it just so happened that in our fridge and pantry, we had both peanut butter and jelly.
And bread?
And bread to boot. And I whipped up a peanut butter jelly sandwich. Crunchy peanut butter. Superior. And when I was eating it, I was like, this is an underrated sandwich for all ages.
It is.
That's what I thought.
Is. I've always loved peanut butter and jelly. I will take crunchy peanut butter. I will agree with you, but I will eat a creamy peanut butter sandwich. You will not?
I will. Okay. I mean, not by choice, but by circumstance.
I will have, is it Welch's or Smucker's? I can't remember. Grape jam.
I go Welch's.
Grape jam, not the jelly. But I'll take, again, jam spread's easier.
Only grape. I don't play around with strawberry or anything. I'm strictly grape.
I agree. I don't like the seeds.
Yeah,
and
no,
it's a whole
don't even
different
like,
experience.
Miss me with the organics, like,
right.
And even peanut butter, I don't personally. I don't like when it separates. Like,
right.
Oh, but it's organic. It's like, you give me Jif,
right?
Give me Welch's,
right?
And give me some dyed white bread, some Stroman, bleached bread, Stroman. Oh.
Stroman King. Do you take the crust off?
No. What am I, 5?
You're eating a peanut butter and jelly. I love peanut butter and jelly.
I never understood that. Is like, I have been in the past not a picky eater, but like if I'm eating Chinese food, sometimes I pick out the carrots just because I'm like, it's not what I want. Mm-hmm. And if I'm not lacking, once I'm on a diet, I'll eat anything. But if it doesn't add to it, mm-hmm. Now with the crust, I feel like it's just bread. Like, it doesn't even the crust of a pizza. It's like it doesn't have sauce on it. But when you're talking about sandwich,
if you closed your eyes and I gave you a strip of the
slightly different texture,
a strip of the crust, different breads have different crusts.
Well, I'm talking about classic bread.
No, if you get Stroman King, of course the crust is fine. But there are some crusts that literally kind of fall off on their own. They're like that papery piece.
Fair.
They're nutritious.
Peanut butter and jellies?
Yes.
Protein and sugars. Fructose. Natural.
Yeah. I love it. It doesn't
I'm back in my fitness mind. I'm like, it's actually a great energy sandwich. Mm-hmm. You get the carbs and you get the simple sugars from the grape jelly.
Yeah.
And then you get the protein from the peanut butter.
Yeah. Young.
If you're on a hike, you pack 2 peanut butter
I was just going to
sandwiches?
say that it doesn't. We used to get peanut butter and jellies, if we would get a packed lunch, which was rare, but the jelly seeps through. Mm. Maybe if you put peanut butter on both sides and jelly in the middle, you would make it waterproof,
Yeah. Now,
seep proof.
Yeah, that's true. Because I make some pretty hefty sandwiches. My brother, who you guys have never met, he's the type of person, you might be too, where when he's putting the peanut butter on, he'll put on, and then he'll do a final scrape.
He wants it so sparingly.
Jelly, puts a glob on and scrape, so it's just coating.
So sparingly.
Me, I need, I can't have anything be transparent. If I'm seeing bread, I've made a mistake.
And then we had our milk podcast, and I have to have my milk with my peanut butter and jelly.
Yeah, I don't do the milk. Do you do the bananas?
Well, yeah.
Well, that's just a peanut butter sandwich.
Peanut butter banana.
Yeah.
Yeah. But peanut butter jelly is great anytime. You can use it for a nighttime snack.
Yeah.
Or anything like this. Now, George Washington Carver,
the inventor of peanut butter.
Well, that's the misconception. He invented so many things to do with
the peanut. He was a scientist.
He was a scientist, but he had so many peanut inventions, but not peanut butter. But because he's the peanut guy, you think of, I don't know who invented peanut butter, but it wasn't him.
Yeah, I think I remember hearing that. And it's kind of doing him a disservice because he was an actual credible scientist.
Right.
And you are putting him on the level of the old woman who invented buffalo wings. He actually did research and, more merging different types of peanuts together and all that. Shout out George Washington Carver.
And if you want to stretch your imagination, the bread and wine could be the bread.
Grapes and the bread. Is that why it's on our mind today?
I don't know what the peanuts are, but
the peanuts are us.
Peanuts are not nuts.
They're not. They're beans.
They're beans.
They're beans, guys. Not my on its own. When nuts or beans, not my favorite. Just peanuts by itself.
Yeah, I've seen runners and they just eat the peanut butter from the tube.
Yeah, I could do that. I love peanut butter as a snack, but I'm just saying out of a jar.
Oh, you mean that? I thought you were saying peanut butter is not your thing. You were saying peanuts.
No, peanut butter is my thing, which is weird, right? I mean, there's a couple of things like that. I like raisins. I don't like grapes.
Yeah, I actually saw, I don't know who invented peanut butter, but I did see that it was invented for people who didn't have good chewing capacity.
Really?
Because it's nutritious, but it's also come on.
Here you go, Grandpa.
Get it in there.
Yeah, but no, I'm a cashew guy when we're talking about hard nuts.
On Good Friday. I like cashews.
Yeah, I love cashews.
And for anyone who has a peanut allergy, I'm sorry. No, that sounded mean. I meant if whoever has a peanut allergy can't watch the podcast because they're allergic.
They'll get a reaction. Well, yeah, have they made like artificial peanut butter for peanut allergy people?
Well, you just have something else. You'd have chickpea butter or something.
Yeah, I'm saying like I wonder like has they
a spread? It's just a spread.
It's just a spread.
Spread.
They have the some of the big like, almond butters getting big in the little yuppie crowd.
When our family went to Spain, I don't know what year it was. 2008.
2008. I was 6.
I don't know, but it was a long time ago, right? And I went with 5 kids.
I think it's 2006.
6? Okay. I went with 5 kids to a foreign country. And sure, Spain is famous for its food. And they have, not tapas, pinchos, where we were. They have everything. And they, these huge food markets and blah, blah, blah. Who cares? Restaurants, da, da, da. But to feed the kids, for the life of me, could not buy peanut butter in Spain.
Yeah. Or Pop-Tarts.
Pop-Tarts could be understandable, but peanut butter, I thought, was an international kid food, easy container of a nutritious protein spread.
Now,
like you said,
it should be, but the one thing I'm thinking is there is something that just seems American about a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Well, it was so American. The people that I was asking were like, "Oh, we've heard of it."
Yeah.
Like everyone was very like, "Wow, you like Australians eat Vegemite," and everyone's like,
"Yeah,
really?"
Yeah.
Peanut butter. So I can't talk for now because the world gets smaller and smaller and smaller every single year, where everybody has access to everything, and it's really no longer. We could probably buy Vegemite here,
Yeah,
but
definitely.
But as for peanut butter at that time, I literally had people mail it to me so that I could, and when you think about it, it's bean paste.
Yeah.
But a lot of countries have bean paste.
Yeah. Yeah, no, there's always things that I think about and I'm like, if this wasn't normal for us, we would look at it weird.
Yeah.
The one thing I always think about is shrimp. I don't like shrimp, and so this is why I think of it like this. But people in America love shrimp. But I just know for a fact, if Americans did not eat shrimp, and you went to Honduras and they were like, "Oh, this is one of our best cuisines," we would say, "Ew, you literally scoop up bugs from the ocean floor and you eat them, and
right.
Like the texture and everything."
No, I know the tentacles, everything,
and it would 100% be like as if they're eating crickets.
Yeah,
and it's funny to think about.
Of course,
like how it's just a society. So the things that we are grossed out at when other countries are doing, it's like if we did it, it would be no big deal.
Right.
It's just what you're not used to. It just seems so weird, and what you are used to,
right,
seems so normal.
Or if you call it something else, like sometimes I think about coffee, and I'm like, well, it's bean broth.
Bean broth.
Like you're just they're beans or bean water, bean juice, but whatever you want to call it. But since we're talking about sandwiches,
when do we talk about sandwiches? Oh, peanut butter jelly.
Peanut butter jelly time.
We had a sandwiches podcast. Do you remember that? Or it was labeled work or something. But
that's funny, really.
We only talked about making sandwiches.
No, it made me think of my sister went to a wedding. My sister just went to a wedding, and she told me that, and a lot of people do this. You bring in food trucks instead of.
I'm assuming it's nice weather weddings.
No. There was all this wonderful food, and
like it's catered by food trucks.
But the truck was outside. Like they said to the people, whatever venue was, we didn't know you did food here, and they're like, we don't. There's a food truck outside.
Oh wow, that's actually smart.
Yeah,
you probably get better food.
Yeah, great idea. And I'm going to talk about mobile everythings, mobile dog groomers, mobile food trucks, etc. But I just want to say one more thing about that wedding, which was so interesting in this time. When you went in, how they have place cards or favors or whatever, right? They had tiny little clothespins with red string, green string, yellow string. And what it meant was if you put it on and it's red, I am not vaccinated and I do not want you to get close to me whatsoever. And if it was green, it's I am vaccinated and feel free to, shake my hand or whatever. And I forget what yellow was, but I guess it was somewhere in between, like, please keep your mask on. I don't know.
Huh.
But it was so, well, my sister.
They have college parties like that.
Really?
Well, I mean, it's not vaccinated. It's colleges. So it's like green is your single, red is you're in a relationship. And yeah, I've seen it.
Sounds like an adult party.
I don't know how, I know, like, I don't know how real it is.
Right.
Like, it just seems so inorganic. Like,
yeah, I know.
And then there was like a yellow where it's like, you're in a little bit of a something. And it's just like, yeah, hand me a yellow Solo cup. I don't know. I don't know how many actual parties happened that was a thing. I've just seen it.
Listen. I don't know about that, but I just don't know how inappropriate we want to get here because.
That's not inappropriate.
No, I was going to say something. That reminded me about.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. You're talking about Florida.
Yes.
Okay, guys. We'll talk about it. It's Good Friday. In Florida.
What are those things even called? I want to say loofah, but it's not a loofah.
It might as well be a loofah. Let's just say
it's the ribbony.
Yeah, loofah.
No, a loofah is the hard natural sponge that you exfoliate with. This is the fun little.
Well, here's a picture of it, and we're just going to call it a loofah. Okay. So down in probably one of the Keys.
No, I think
higher up than that.
Yeah,
let's just say in Florida.
The Villages, I think.
In this place in Florida, maybe the Villages. It's where these older folks go to retire.
Yes.
And they're ready to now live their retired lives, very free, very open. And it is a home of a lot of more ambiguous people in the relationship setting.
All right.
And it's widespread enough that there are these loofahs that you hang on your car that correspond with what you're looking for to spice up your relationship in your
what you're
later
open
years.
to.
So one might be I'm a swinger.
Right.
The other might just you can use your imagination.
Or you can Google. There's so many combos.
But it's since it is sort of a closed off village, it's not taboo or it is taboo? It's normalized there.
It's normalized.
It's normal. It's like that's your neighbor Sally Ann, and you say, right. Howdy neighbor, and on her car is a blue loofah and on yours is a pink, and both of you know what that means.
And it's such an odd thing to hang on your car. That way, a somewhat innocent person, chances are, a regular average person is not going to hang a shower a shower loofah on their car.
You're repping the wrong flag in the Villages.
Right. So it's like people kind of know what they're doing. All right. That's total crazy Friday segue. But
Crazy Friday segue.
Lunch trucks. I was thinking about mobile churches. We were talking about our let's start. Our van, the van builds.
The van build. It's coming soon, guys. I promise.
Van build. We work on it.
We work on it
sporadically. Yeah. But
the weather's getting nicer.
It will be a mobile podcast studio.
Yes.
But when we were making it, we also had it was a watermelon. We were just thinking it could be a watermelon delivery snack center.
Yeah.
No. So anyway, so .id. But I'm thinking, is there and mobile groomers? We've had mobile dog groomers come to our house. Sit outside, you go out, and the dog gets in and gets done with respect.
Mobile haircuts. That was big in COVID.
And this is why I'm thinking COVID. Are there mobile churches?
Well, here's why I don't know, or I don't think so. I'm sure there's everything, but is because with mobile, it seems like it's the people who don't want to leave home, and then wouldn't they just do an online service, which has gotten really big in COVID?
Yeah, sure.
But then you don't get
I'm just
communion and
listen, I'm wondering. I used to have a family. I used to have a cousin that was a priest, and I used to have a grandmother that was alive. And he used to bring mass to her, do a little service, and sometimes, especially older people who are not technological, they like that one-on-one. Even my sister, she's a Eucharistic minister. She would go to people's houses to give them just the communion. But I was wondering, even in
Would it be a one-on-one service?
I don't know what it would be. It's just
or you go into like spots.
I literally, this was not pre-thought. We went from peanut butter to this. It just popped in my head. And I don't know what I'm thinking. I'm kind of thinking like, the Wizard of Oz.
Kind of.
So yeah, it's probably this detail's probably too small for you to know. Is like, I think the beginning is he has like a traveling kind of caravan, and he comes to he's the guy she meets. He becomes the wizard. He becomes
Yeah, no.
All right. Well, in the old days when the caravan would travel
I know the caravan.
town to town and whatever they would do.
Like in Django Unchained, he was posing as a dentist, and it was like he had the old horse-drawn thing, and there was a spring with a tooth on the top.
Yes.
And then he'd kill people.
Well, maybe this church wouldn't do that. Yeah, I don't know what I'm thinking. I was just wondering. I was just thinking about everything mobile,
Yeah.
And is there a does one exist? I've seen drive-in churches.
Yeah, well, I mean,
or drive-through, not drive-in.
In Wildwood, I remember one of like the boardwalk storefronts was just an fully open-faced church.
Really?
And you just walk in. Like when I say walk in, you take 3 steps off of the boardwalk.
How funny.
And sit down.
Mm-hmm.
On the pews, and there's just sermons going on. I think it goes like I think it's constantly rolling. I think they just have like multiple people speaking, so it's like you always can just. I mean, I think it stops when the party's starting at night, but all like morning into the early afternoon.
Yeah, I think I saw one like that near a truck stop once too.
No, that's who could benefit.
The truckers. The people who keep our country stocked, supplied. And
that was a big thing.
That was huge.
In COVID is like, so COVID exposed so much of what we took for granted.
Right. The supply chain.
And it was like the reason why, toilet paper, what happened to it? We were like, oh, wait a second. It's just not magically getting airlifted from the toilet paper factory to the people. And so with COVID, it not only increased demand of things, it took out a lot of people like just who could no longer work full time because they're being precautious.
Right.
So many people working, and it was this double hit of like more people are buying, less people are delivering. And it was like, wait a second. We all live in a society that benefits from each other.
Yeah. So truckers, I think also during COVID, during the lockdown, and was the first time that people would really, because it's like a joke when as soon as you order something online, then you're tracking it.
Yeah.
Where is it now? And so many people were surprised, like, what? It would start out in Oregon, and then it would come down and go back over and go around. And obviously some of that was messed up because of COVID. Normally it would have been a straighter path. Yeah. But you know what else I think about of truckers with remember the books, the children's books? Oh, you know what else? I think it's Children's Book Day today. I'm not kidding. I just remembered. Toad Heaven and Toad Away.
Yes.
That used to paint pictures of the Australian trucking system, which is when the trucking trains.
Yeah, they just
that connects.
They just put all the like, what are they called?
The containers.
Containers.
Yeah.
So it's one truck and then like 6 containers.
Yeah.
And it just moves like a train through the outback.
Right. So in this Good Friday podcast, I would like to thank the truckers.
Yeah, absolutely.
I would like to thank the truckers. People talked about so many of the heroes, and they were correct, of course.
Yeah.
But the truckers who trucked everything from toilet paper, like you said, to medical supplies, to dead bodies.
Yeah.
To
because you know what, the truckers, we obviously through COVID we've seen all the people that we haven't thanked enough, and it is true. The people who work in health service, the people who work in food service, grocery workers, all these people. But truckers tend to be out of sight, out of mind.
That's right.
And farmers, I guess, too. But we're talking about truckers right now.
I think truckers more than farmers.
Truckers more than farmers, because even farmers, it's like, you see commercials about
Classic,
them.
yeah.
It's, when you think trucker, you almost objectify them to just a truck.
You do.
And it's like,
it's just one piece.
It's machinery.
Yeah.
That's just logistics. But it's like, that's a person. And all of those trucks you see are people that are doing an essential job Otherwise, you couldn't get your potatoes from Idaho. You couldn't get your corn from wherever corn's
Being a
grown.
trucker is, it's a hard job. I don't know if people know about truckers. If you see a trucker and you think that he lives somewhere and he has a 9-to-5 job, he doesn't.
Nope.
Or she, sorry.
Or they. Well, some truckers are a husband
right.
and wife, or just a couple in general.
You're right.
Or just friends. I mean, or a dog. Not the trucker, but the companion.
No, you're right. Smokey and the Bear. No, that was a monkey. It was a trucker show in the old days, and he had a monkey with him. His name was Bear. Yeah, they take long assignments, and so you'll drive from where you live usually all the way somewhere else. And then you're stuck there, and you have to come back. Now you might think, well, that sounds fun. I've always wanted an RV. You're on a deadline.
Yeah,
so it's not that fun.
Yeah,
and
you live in the top of your truck, and you can't. Even if you physically can drive, it's like you have to. Now I just saw, I think it was on TikTok, and it was this young guy like my age, but he's a trucker, and there is a actual digital thing. So remember before they have the books
to track your hours, so you're not overworking.
And then if you get pulled over, it's like, let me see your books. Now it's manual, and so it'll know how much you're driving and when was the last time you took a break and how long your break was.
Right. In America, we have very safe roads.
But not the safest.
Well, we do have safe roads.
Which country is the safest, do you think? I think it's Germany.
I'm going to say America.
Really?
Yeah.
I want to say Germany.
And we have safe roads. We have wide roads. We have maintained roads. And we also have a lot of oversight on trucking. Not everybody drives on big highways or long distances, so they don't know that when you're driving, they have weigh stations.
Yep.
And that you have to pull over.
Yeah, no, there's just constant checks to make for both the trucker safety and the safety around them. The things I like is those runaway ramps.
Oh, right.
And so you might be driving on the highway and you see these ramps that just go straight up, and then there's gravel.
Oh, like sand or something.
Yeah, sand or gravel. And it's if a truck's brakes burn out, especially in like mountainy areas where you're going down and so you're just riding on the brakes, your brakes burn out and you're just 200 or 20,000 pounds of metal on wheels. You just shoot up a runaway ramp, and then the sand or gravel just. Obviously, you ruin your truck, but it's better than ending up on the side of the highway.
Yeah. We know. I knew a lot of different truckers, but our friend most recently was talking to, and they were saying, that drivers make it really difficult for them. And you think of the trucker as being aggressive or being hogging the road, and please be careful when you're driving to not pull right in front of a trucker or put them in a situation. The truck is very, very heavy, and you're maneuvering with your car is not the same as how they're going to maneuver.
Yeah.
And you can make it
definitely respect the truckers. And
yes.
How long, what are you on the highway for? You're getting off an exit. Like they're at work. So they're obviously not trying to make things harder than it has to be.
They're working.
And so just do the same. Respect everyone on the road, but especially the ones who are doing you a service. They're probably shipping you your Amazon package and you're cutting them off. I don't know.
And they live in the truck for
they live in a little cabin.
And maybe they're going to celebrate Easter in the truck this year.
Yes.
And we are there with them.
We are there. We are with you, truckers, all the way.
Oh, I lived on the boulevard. We both did. And when you're little, you stand out there on the sidewalk and you do that, and you hope that they'll do it. And when they do it, you're just like so happy and excited.
Overjoyed.
And finally, the Trailer Park Boys. Did you watch it when I told you to?
I watched the first 2 seasons.
Oh, there's a lot of seasons. But the dad used to be a trucker, and he lost his house or something. So they got him his old truck because, you live in a truck.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's not very much. It's like a bunk, whatever. Anyway, he ended up living in the parked up cab of his truck.
Yeah. But that's truckers. That's peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. That's Good Friday. We didn't really talk much about Good Friday, but it's a solemn day. Just remember that.
Right. And it's a choice. And And even in I think the most devout person, it's personal.
It's personal.
It's not any sort of, it's not a community celebration or anything.
No.
Even if you meet up with other people, you're silently praying.
Yeah. If anything, it's a day of remembrance.
Yeah.
And I think it's good in that way. There's a lot of holidays where, like Christmas and stuff, where Jesus' birthday, but you're also celebrating each other and all the things. But in this holiday, no matter what you do, the one religious aspect of it is just remembrance, and respect and honoring and being thankful for the gift of life that we have all been given.
Yes.
But that's our podcast, guys.
I think it was a great Friday.
A grape Friday. Grape jelly. All right, guys. That is our week of podcasting. Holy Week. But Holy Week is not done. We're going to have an Easter
Holy Week, Batman. Isn't that how you started it?
Holy Week. I don't remember.
You did.
We're going to have a Easter Sunday meme review. Christian meme review. Does it get better? I really hope there's a lot of Easter memes. Probably. There should be. We'll see though. We'll say the Christian Meme King will be in studio. Yeah, we're gonna go celebrate Easter, celebrate this holiday. I hope you all are too. If you celebrate, if you don't, that's good too. And we'll see you back in podcast form next Wednesday. One Word Wednesday. It'll be good. It'll be fun. The three of us will be there, so why wouldn't you? Like, subscribe, and share. Happy Holy Week. Happy hunting.
Hunting.
Peace.